this is a bit of a different setup than we're used to. We're doing we're trying our hand at a wee vlog, actually. And I figured I just got a package, so I was like, might as well open it with the YouTube. I have told Seth to leave the room because there's something in here that is for a secret project that is for him. Anyways, though, I ordered a bit of yarn because I showed in the last video or a couple videos ago, whatever the last podcast was, that I was working on my Vilma top and it's almost done and I lost yarn chicken. So I just need to finish to do the ribbing on the armholes and then I will block it, weave in the ends. And I do think, I showed these last time, but I do think I'm going to use these little kind of blue ceramic buttons. I did kind of want to go to Ginger Twist and see if they had more, or see like all the options that they had, but I don't really think I'm gonna have time to do that in the next week, and I really just want to finish this off. Maybe I'll finish it off tonight and then block it tomorrow or something. I tried it on and I think it's a good size. I made it quite a bit longer than the designer's photos, and at first I was thinking, is it gonna be too long? But it's definitely not too long, at least before blocking, and I don't think that much length will be added to it during blocking. Okay, so I got one more of these for this, and honestly, I don't know, holding it up, I'm sure this is a different, there's no way it's the same dye lot because I got this yarn, the yarn that I used for this over a year ago. Let's see if we got the dye lot here. And I ripped where the dye lot was anyway. No. Is that the same dye lot? I don't know if that's like the dye lot number or something different. Is that not crazy? I literally bought this yarn originally over a year ago. Maybe it's not that, like, maybe that's not that crazy, but I think that that's pretty wild. Like, I did not get it from the same shop that I got this from. I got this from a shop in Oban during a trip to the Highlands. And I just ordered this from like Wool Warehouse or whatever it's called. Yeah, Wool Warehouse. Okay. That's crazy. And then I figured I would do one more like summery top. And so I got this DMC Natura Just Cotton medium. I just wanted to get some kind of plant-based yarn. At first I was thinking I was gonna do a sunny tee, just a really simple kind of baby tee. I had seen this pattern, but photos of it came up on my Pinterest again, which is the Welt top by Loopy Studios. The design of that top looks so cool. And so I might try and do a Welt top with this, even though she specifically says to not use a superwash yarn. And this is indeed a superwash yarn. I might do it anyways and just size down. One other top that I was looking at yesterday was the Twist Loop Tank by Other Loops. And so I might do that as well because I'm really liking the look of that too. I don't know what we're gonna all show in this little vlog. We've never done something like this before. I've never done something like this before, but I don't know. We'll probably just take you along any wee like knitting bits that I get up to over the week, I guess. I don't know. I am just in the middle of writing a dissertation and my draft is due in a couple weeks. So I'm not doing anything all that interesting besides a lot of writing. I do actually need to pop into a yarn shop as well to get another ball of yarn for a project that I also lost yarn chicken on, or I haven't lost yet, but it's imminent, you know? So maybe we'll take you to that and probably just, yeah, here, there, and everywhere. We're about to head to a cafe. Seth's gonna do some computer work and I'm gonna do some writing. And yeah, I'm wearing my little mohair vest that I showed a couple videos ago as a finished object. Maybe I'll show you my whole outfit. in a minute here when we head out. I'll see y'all in a second. I don't know how to turn this thing off.
Up late Sunday morning is gone. Investing my time into a piece of a song. The hook curves upward, slowly dies off. It starts itself over.
Where are we going right now, Pete?
We're headed to, I don't know, are we going to Florentine?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to the Florentine Cafe over in Polwarth. So we were gonna go to the gluten-free cafe, but it's closed on Tuesdays. Maybe we'll go there another day though. If any gluten-freers, any celiacs are in the audience, we're with ya. We are with ya. And you know what? The celiacs, they're taking over Bruntsfield, and I'm fucking loving it.
Tight, still night, bark at the moon. Your heart's a potato and your head's a balloon. The still light lifts you.
Alrighty, good morning, folks. It is the next day, and my Vilma vest is done blocking, all dry, and I've added the buttons. Really loving how it looks with the buttons on. I think, as I suspected, that really completed the project for me. Trying to make it so you can see my whole outfit, but I don't know if you'll be able to. Yeah, I really like how it's turned out. I am so glad that I added more length to it. It's just barely long enough, I would say. It could be another centimeter or two longer, but it's good as is. I think it's kind of one of those things where if it was a centimeter or two shorter, then it would be too short. But I think as is, it looks really nice. I'm taking it out on the town today. We're about to head out. Seth and I, we're gonna go into a couple different yarn shops, and that's that. Besides my vest, I've got on just a pair of vintage jeans that I thrifted, and my Birkenstock clogs that I've just been wearing every day recently. And that's that. And then I've got a little hair clip in as well, maybe you can see, and some earrings. There's a Canada game tonight for the World Cup, so we will definitely be tuning into that. And besides that, we'll see what happens. Not much else to share besides that. We will take you along wherever we end up. So nice to see you again.
Automatic tension sat you in detention. Second nature actions. You don't know what you're doing. That's what makes you human. Let it out of the cage for an evening.
So I got what I needed from the first yarn store. It is my friend's birthday, and I taught her how to knit like 2 years ago now, and she told me recently that she really likes the Goose Gazelda pattern, I think is what it's called. And so I, had that locked in and figured I would get her some yarn for it. So I got Senna's Garden Pure Gint in the colors 4018 and 10 one too. This one says it's the color Nature. This one doesn't have the name. Anyways, just like a white cream kind of and a red. Because I just went with the colors that the design is done in, because she didn't say, we didn't chat about when we were talking about it what colors she would do the pattern if she made it. But I think that the red and cream look really cute in the sample, and I know she likes how the sample looks, so she can do that. And I'm really excited to give that to her. I'm gonna buy the pattern and I'm gonna print it out and give it to her with her gift. I'll show you, there's a few like kind of crafty bits in her gift. I'll show you it all together when I'm back at home. Yeah, she is still like newer to knitting, and I feel like I was looking at this pattern and she's never done stranded color work, and I think she's never done double knitting, and she's never done steeking, and I think that this pattern includes all of those things. So she might, once she sees the pattern, be a bit like, I don't know about this one. But Bailey, if you're seeing this, I'll help you out along the way, and I'll even make one alongside you if that would make, the process seem easier. I'm open to that. So yeah, we're stopping in for a cafe. Seth has got his computer out. I'm having a little iced oat milk latte. Delicious. And we're gonna work for a little bit and then go over to our next yarn store, which we will show you. This is a newer yarn store in the city, and I love it. Really gorgeous in there. So, yeah, it's raining, so I had to put my hat on because, I don't know, in my face, the wind, the rain, it just was too much. Okay, hi everyone. It is the next day. I have just been out and about this morning doing some writing. I went to the gluten-free cafe in Brunsfield, which is a neighborhood in Edinburgh, and that was lovely. And now I'm back home, and I thought I would give a couple updates on things. First off, I know I showed what yarn I got from the first yarn store that we went to yesterday, but I thought I would show from the second place we went, the Fiber Yard. I just got one more ball of this Rama Vams. I showed this in our last podcast episode, the cabin pullover pattern by Amy Christoffers, and I'm making a vest. It's meant to be a full sweater, but I'm doing a vest instead, and I'm using all yarn, leftover yarn I had from other projects. And I really didn't want to buy more yarn for this project, but I am almost out of this kind of beige color that's around the house, and I really want to be able to use that same color for the ribbing at the bottom. So I got one more ball of the beige, which is fine. That's pretty inexpensive yarn as well. So I don't mind just getting one more ball. And it was nice to go into the fiber yard. I hadn't been in there in a minute. I figured I would show you as well the rest of, I know I showed this yarn that I got that I'm putting in my friend Bailey's birthday gift, Peer Gynt by Santa's Garn. And I'm going to print out the Goose Gazelda bonnet pattern, like I said, and give that to her. And then along with that, I got her from a charity shop. She just moved into a new flat. And so I got her this little kind of trinket, ashtray, dish, whatever, from a charity shop. And I am going to wrap that in this little silk scarf for her that I also got from a charity shop. And then I am also going to give her my first winter's pullover that I made a while ago now in this really gorgeous blue color. She borrowed this from me like a couple months ago maybe, and it looked really nice on her. It fit her really well, and yeah, I just loved how it looked on her, so I'm giving it to her. Funny enough, I'm actually wearing my second winter's pullover that I made today. It's like a little bit more chilly and overcast out today, so it was cool enough to wear this, and I just love this sweater. I miss wearing it now that it's like a little bit warmer in Edinburgh. But yeah, I'm excited to give this to her. I kind of partially blocked it, and then I'm going to depill it. Yeah, I've had to depill this yarn a couple of times. It's the Phil Colana Peruvian Highland wool, I think, and I don't know. It's pilled quite a bit on me, so I'm definitely keen to pass my knitwear on to Bailey, or to knit for her specifically, which I have in the past knit her garments and accessories. I'm definitely very picky with who I will knit, especially full garments for. I know I don't need to explain that because I'm preaching to the choir, but it just takes so much time and intention, and it's expensive, and so yeah, I've really only knit garments for Seth, my mom, Bailey, and my aunt. I knit a garment for recently. Yeah, there are other people who I would knit garments for, and I maybe will eventually, but just not yet, not quite. You know, those people, like, I know that they understand the amount of intention put into knitting a full garment, and they really value it, and they wear them. So yeah, those are, I feel like, the type of people who it's best to knit for, in my opinion. That's at least how I go about it. Ooh, you know what I'll also show? At the beginning of the year, I find this really helpful. I will, at the beginning of the year, or at some point in the year, I'll have a little painting session where I paint, I've only got a couple left, just a handful of different cards. I'll usually use watercolor or acrylic, and then I'll do it so there's like a picture on the front, and then the back is blank, and I'll just paint it one kind of light color and then write on the back, and I'll give these to people as their cards then throughout the year. Because since they're little, I find I can do quite a few just in a short amount of time. I mean, these, I have some that I never finish, but maybe I'll make Bailey like a specific one. But yeah, and I've been giving these to people throughout the year, and I usually will do that. And it's handy, and then you've got a handmade card to give people when birthdays come up or Christmas or like what other holidays that you give gifts to people. I just keep them in this little bag, and I always have a handmade card to give to somebody. Well, not always, because it looks like I'm about to run out, doesn't it? But I just thought of that because I will be putting one of those in Bailey's gift as well. Yeah, besides that, I figured I would show I think we took a little clip yesterday in the pub while we were watching the Canada game. I figured I would show what I was knitting on there, because in our last podcast episode, I did show some yarn that I had hand dyed, which is right here. I hand dyed it with ivy leaves, and now I am knitting it up. At first, I thought I was going to do a vest with this yarn, but then I've been making so many vests recently that I just didn't really want to make another vest, so I'm actually making this into just a really simple kind of, I guess it's like a shawl. It's a bit bigger than a scarf, or a bit more shawl-like than scarf, which I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I've like ever even worn a shawl, and I don't really imagine myself as much of a shawl person, but I don't know. I think just when I was imagining what this would be like knit up, I thought that kind of a larger shawl that I could wrap sort of all the way around my shoulders might be nice. Like even the way that the yellow is with this sweater I have on now. Like if it was a really cold day and I needed not only a wool sweater, but also a wool shawl over top, then this would just be perfect. But no, jokes aside, I am liking how this is looking, and I think that I will get wear out of this. I also really wanted to just be able to see the variation in the yarn throughout the like knitted fabric, which you can. I don't know if you can on camera, but maybe I'll post a photo on my Instagram of this eventually. Yeah, I think that's all I was gonna share just now. What have I got on the agenda now? I'm gonna tidy up the flat a bit and then do a bit more work on my dissertation, and then probably get some knitting in.
Retrace my steps to a Bedouin well, hot dry land in a seasonal spell. I'll walk a couple hours, then I'll ride a couple more. A daydream birthed at the womb of a whore. I love you and always will love you. I might not want to, but it isn't really up to me. And an old song's playing while I was kicking up.
As y'all would have just seen, I just picked up the stitches for the arm on my, what is this, Lakes V-neck pullover. And I recently bound off the bottom as well, so I thought I would do a little try on of how it is looking. There's been times when I've been knitting this that I've thought, I don't know. I've questioned if I'm 100% sold on both the color and the design, like of the V-neck specifically. I felt a bit unsure at points, but after binding off the bottom, I'm thinking that I'm liking it more. Yeah, I don't totally know what I will do for the sleeves as well, because sometimes that really makes or breaks a sweater design for me. I need to look at, how the sleeves look on the original design, and
the directions in the pattern, I feel like I usually will end up doing a different decrease rate than a pattern suggests based on how I want the sleeve and the cuff to turn out. Like sometimes, you want a bit of a looser cuff, sometimes you want a tighter cuff, sometimes you want more decreases, sometimes you want less. So, but I'm not sure. I'm having a tough time envisioning what kind of sleeves best suit this. Maybe I'll watch this clip back and I don't know, see what it looks like more and have some inspiration. We will see, but I think it's looking pretty good so far. I said this in, I think our last podcast episode, but my stitches are looking so uneven throughout, and I think it's just a combination of my tension and also the yarn. The thickness of the yarn is quite uneven throughout. Yeah, I don't know if the color's showing up very well, but it's a very tweedy yarn. But I think that'll fix itself during blocking. I'm liking how it's looking so far. I am popping in again here to chat books for a minute. You can let me know if you're watching this, if that is of interest to you. I feel like a lot of knitters that I know also like to read, and vice versa, I guess. I don't know, actually. I think I know a lot more readers than I do knitters, so not all of the readers I know like to knit, but those are two hobbies that I feel like probably have a lot of crossover. You know what I mean? And they definitely have crossover for me. I am a big reader, and I have a book recommendation I want to share with you all, and that is Bound, a memoir of making and remaking by Maddie Ballard. I think I'll just read the back because I've never been particularly good at summarizing books. So let's see. Each chapter in this sewist diary charts the crafting of a different garment. From a lining embroidered with the names of her female ancestors to a dressing gown holding the body of a beloved friend, Ballard navigates love, personal connections, and self-care, drafting her own patterns for ways of living. Lyrical, probing, soothing, and wise, Bound is a strikingly original debut and a quiet celebration of the remarkable everyday process of making and remaking, of cloth, of clothing, and of ourselves. Not used to reading out loud, but yeah, I'm glad that I read that because my description probably just wouldn't have been as nice and succinct as that. But it really is, it's lovely. I really recommend this. I mean, especially if you are a sewer, but, or a sewist, I suppose. But even if you don't sew and you just have a love for making, a love for textile and fiber arts, I guess. It really reads, I mean, I'm not that far into it, but as the back suggests, each chapter follows the making of a different garment, and they're really short chapters, and it kind of reads just like a love letter to sewing, a love letter to making, and it's really beautifully written, and it's tiny. So yeah, I'm loving reading this. I'm reading it quite slowly. I often will read a little bit of poetry in the morning, just like 1 to 3 or so poems from a poetry book. And this is kind of scratching that similar itch of just like, it's not poetry obviously, but it does have kind of a poetic tone and really short chapters that you can just read one in the morning. I quite like doing that in the morning just to get a little bit inspired. This is one that I just finished recently. Is The Piece of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. This was my morning poetry book for quite a while, and now my friend gifted me for my birthday back in February Devotions by Mary Oliver, which Mary Oliver is usually my morning poetry go-to. I mean, honestly, I recommend all 3 of these books. Both of these are really nice poetry collections, and yeah, I mean, this is what I came here to recommend. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that. Like I said, I'm usually a really big reader. This has been the slowest reading year though I've had in a long time. I feel like I've been in a year-long reading slump, and yeah, I miss it. That's kind of one of those things where I really feel my best when I have a good book on the go. So if that's something that y'all are into as well, let me know, and I'll chat books every once in a while, maybe. Yeah, I like fantasy, I like fiction, I like romance every once in a while. Really love historical romance, actually, or historical fiction as well. Historical fiction with a dash of romance is just so good. Yeah, I'm hoping that once I finish off this dissertation that I'll get back into reading a bit more. So yeah, that's that. That's my book thoughts for now. Let me know what you're reading. I love to know. And yeah, if anyone does want to, I don't know, chat books more, I'm here for it, always.
Kicking up a memory. And another year leaving like a leaf falling out of a tree. Racing my tail and I'm coming in first. Drag a little slower when the thirst gets worse. Coming full circle when I go to sleep. Nightlight cut with the love too deep.